Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this way. We're horizontally.
Are we live now?
We are live now. I can't see who is with me. I'm just going to do this.
Do you have an iPhone? You can.
I do have an iPhone.
And that'll tell you if it's.
No, I can see that we're live. Okay, I just wanted to get the. Okay, we have a little shadow, but that's okay. So, we're seeing. Actually, I'm going to do gravity.
Gravity's a bitch. Oh, I just demonetized your video.
That's okay. Okay, so here's your pen.
It's my pen.
This is entirely on screen. So you introduce yourself and talk.
Hi, this is Chris. I'm Briar Bear on YouTube.
Hello.
Can you hear me? No. Or I can do what you do.
God,
I love that.
damn it.
But I wanna. You have a rather impressive collection of pins and pin parts.
You haven't even seen the collection.
I know.
You saw
I can feel
a
its
drawer.
presence.
You saw two drawers of
many drawers.
Of many drawers, and you'll look in all of my drawers soon. Friedrich is here.
100 drawers. Hi, Friedrich. But you filled this pen, which I thank you very much.
Okay, so now
it's weird how I don't mind this feedback.
Okay, now is this how you normally write?
Well, I mean, I'm such a schizophrenic writer. I write like
pretend
it's a hybrid of cursive and print.
Okay, you're writing uphill.
Well, I guess I'm trying to.
I know. Ignore the lines. Okay. How would you normally write on a piece of paper? If I had a piece of paper, let me get a piece of paper and give it to you, and you can. I'm just curious to see. Okay, here's a piece of paper. You're sitting at the desk at the table, and
I normally turn and go at an angle. Like if this was ruled paper, or if I was this was the pad. Okay. I usually would turn an angle and write like that. And I'm not very good at writing a straight even.
Okay.
But
Okay. Well, you write like that. Okay. So you are holding the pen in a normal way.
I don't have any rules when it comes to uppercase or lowercase. It's a hybrid of cursive and print.
Are you able to push that there?
Yep. Usually, if I'm writing real quick, I probably won't understand what I've written about an hour later.
Okay.
But this is essentially how I write.
Okay. Let's see if I can, how would I?
You're more, I think you're more continent, obviously.
Well, I'm looking right now at the way you're aiming the nib.
Okay.
So, usually I have the nib, in order to get the thickest line stroke on the downstroke, having the nib and the pen, the top of the nib and the pen all on this sort of axis is good. Now, if I hold it like this, I can't get the thick line
because you had it at an angle.
Because I have it.
Yeah.
I can cross my T's and underline thick. And it looked as if you were holding the nib a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you were, but
I may have. And now this question comes from a place of ignorance. When you're doing like your writing that involves variations in line width, is the downstroke the typical stroke that's going to have the widest one?
Yes.
Or does it matter?
Usually, for me, it is. Now, some people do calligraphy a little bit differently, but for me, it seems the natural space for me to automatically press down. Now, I'm just looking at your signature and trying to then come up with all of the psychological problems that you're having.
Well, that's my signatures usually vary when
Okay.
when I sign a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, now with everything's digital, I have a
Yeah.
pre-printed signature I did, and I just apply it to documents. But my signature usually is very simple. It's
Yeah.
usually this.
Okay.
That's my signature.
Well, that isn't nearly as nice as that
I
one,
know,
but that's okay. And it's very interesting that you end your you have a little flourish here when
Yeah.
you're being neat, and here you have a downstroke on
Yeah.
on a flourish there. So anyway,
I think it's about opportunity.
the so I think that what you're doing and what you're saying, you're not doing anything horrible to the pen or the paper or the ink or anything to or to me. This is a really lovely pen. This is
I'm
this
excited.
is a Duofold Deluxe, Friedrich. I mean a Challenger
Yeah.
Deluxe, and I had forgotten how girthy they were, and you know the plain black with the three stripes. It's like a commander in the Navy, in the dark Navy. Okay, what the hell is this?
This
thing?
is my everyday pen that I take with me just at
Okay, it's
restaurants
a
and
pilot thing. I
It's
think
an inlay, which
a
I love.
pilot, though, right?
I
No.
think it's a pilot, yes. And it's small.
Yeah.
See how long the thing?
Yeah,
It
no,
almost goes all the way inside.
it's
and it creates a longer pen when you put the
when you
cap
post
on
it, yeah.
When you post it.
Um,
I love it because it takes up very little space. I have diamond Sherwood green in there right now, which is my favorite green, and it's just a great. Did you get ink on it?
of course I did, but what you know, I wouldn't be me if I didn't have ink all over me. Okay, Frederick is still here. Let's just see what he said. Unless you have an obliquely, that's their purpose. Pilot Elite E95S. You
That's
see,
what I have.
he knows
That's what I have.
what these things are.
Yeah.
Can I aim this at your face for
I
a
don't
second?
care. Sure.
Well, okay, this is my
Just get my good side.
that's my interlocutor there, Briar, and of course everyone knows what I look like. Let's see if I can put this back where it was. I'm going to
Oh, the drawer.
now this is coming undone. Let's just see if we can get this back to normal. Hello, Briar, says Friedrich.
Hello,
Okay,
Friedrich.
so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that over here, and I'm going to open this up for you. And
where's the paper we were using? I don't want to keep wasting your paper.
I have dozens of these things, so don't worry about it. This is perfectly good. So essentially this is all in there. So I'm going to uncap this, and you're just going to dip the pens in that I'm going to give you.
Well, this is exciting.
And you're going to tell me what you think.
Is this more pen storage here?
There, you can't.
Everywhere you look, everywhere you throw a nib. Wow.
You can't.
And this is just 35 plus years of collecting.
35 plus. Okay, so this is a Waterman. Oh, you're here. This is a Waterman, and this is a
I've never
Schaefer.
used a Waterman. That's exciting.
Well, okay, here's a Schaefer.
Okay.
It's made for the Greg shorthand people. Oh, I set it on the thing there with your boxes. Is that it?
This is seems like a very fine nib.
It's very fine. Yeah.
It's not wet, but it's just enough.
Move more up here so
sure.
people can see.
That's nice. It's
See,
very small, but it's comfortable.
What's really fun about some really fine nibs are the old fine, the vintage fine. This is like finer than way finer than a modern extra fine.
You know, is it Schaefer? Is that was it a British company?
No,
Schaefer?
American company. Now post the pen.
I prefer this fine to Japanese or other Asian fines because I'm not a fan. It's just way too scratchy. I just got a Platinum Century 376, and every time I go up like this,
Yeah.
it digs into the paper.
Well,
It's
you're
very frustrating.
just supposed to go down, I guess.
I guess so.
I guess it does.
Yeah, true.
It's a depressing pen. It's no upbeat for them. It's all down. Now I'm watching how you write, and you remind me of my friend Todd Merrill, who is a swashbuckler. You know, he'll.
I guess it
You know-
depends. If I'm writing notes and I'm trying to be neat and I want to be able to reference them later,
Okay.
I'm not crazy. Like usually I'll be crazy on the first letter or something.
Okay.
You know, just for
Well,
fun.
he's good at being crazy, kind of at the beginning and at the end, and he also throws a little flourish underneath almost everything.
But
So-
I get tired at the end of the sentence and just get lazy and it just kind of devolves
Okay.
into nothing.
Okay, so this pen has a range of, well,
It's a thick
you're
line.
sort of seeing the range right there.
Yeah.
It can go from
It's
From-
thick.
1 to 2.
It's actually a nice
you know.
pen.
It's really a sweet pen.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
And
I
it
could-
has
could-
the Greg logo on the top and enamel thing.
Would you this seems like a pen like I would like to sketch with because it seems like
Yeah.
it was dry. It's not a lot of ink, so it dries quickly, and it's finer, so it's not like ugh, you know.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, good. Now here is a Waterman from the 40s.
I close this.
This
Sure.
this is going to be a little reminiscent of the Challenger, but it's going to have a little
It's
bit
smoother.
springier nib to it.
Yeah, it's smoother.
It
It's
can ma-
it's
yeah.
laying up more ink than,
Yeah.
than the other pen. Now it's a bubble up there. Is that normal?
Oh, it's okay. Ignore the bubble.
Oh, it is springy.
Okay, let's see if we can.
Oh wow. See, I'm not confident enough to bend like
Okay.
that.
Don't go further than this. Now you're so
Like-
aggressive with how you. But this also would be a really fun pen to draw with.
Yeah. It is like, oh, this is nice. How old is this pen? Do you know?
From
Yeah,
the
roughly
40s.
40s. I like this pen a lot.
Kitty.
Oops.
My house is if the Germans hired me to defend Normandy, they'd still be in charge because there's no way that the Allies could have gotten through the defenses. Okay,
This one I think my favorite of those two.
well, put the ones that you like the most closer toward the water glass, and look at your underhand must be just completely covered with ink right
Oh
now.
no, that's fine.
Okay, now this is another Waterman, and it has
How do you avoid that? I don't think
Um,
you can.
well,
Ooh,
and this
I like that.
this nib is nice and springy, good for drawing as well. I actually have this filled with platinum carbon ink, which is waterproof.
Oh,
And-
I should leave my hands out of it.
Leave your hands out of it. So
That's nice.
this one again can make a line that's that thick.
That's very thick.
And again, this is from 1940 something or other. Now the
And how do you pull this?
yeah,
up?
the lever works that way. Yeah. Now the thing with some of these pens, you're holding it a little bit vertically there, which
I
is
guess I'm just trying to work
fine.
this.
You're trying to use all the paper, but if you hold it further down, you can
Really
you
get a
can
thick
you can
line.
get a thicker line
Yeah.
than if you press it down. You're just digging into the paper.
Gotcha.
Now, pens of this era, I'll just show you what happened. The Waterman Company made a series of pens starting with this era This is a Commando, but they also made 100-year pens, which were guaranteed for 100 years. And they made them out of this plastic, and they had little transparent ends, which crumble.
Oh no.
So, and they turn to little like rock candy or something.
Can that nib be put on a different pen?
It could be put on a different pen, or you just put the cap on the back and you forget about it.
I don't know how I'm good at
I don't think you seem neater and tidier than
that. It's not a deal breaker. I love this nib.
Well, I know the nib. I think you'd like. Now, there's other pens that I have. I have nibs that are like that, but I just wanted you to see what.
But as a person who, because I know you have a personal relationship with several of your pens, that you want to make sure they go to the right place. Would you be upset if someone separated the nib from that pen?
No, I don't care. So now we're switching gears again. You were in the station wagon, and then you went out on the little MGB GT, and then you took this Ferrari out. Now we're gonna be back on the station wagon. So this is another Schaefer. It's another pen that's very similar to the Greg.
Oh, it's very hard.
Hard?
Like at the tip, it's not bendy, or maybe it's just me.
Well, it should be similar to that other one.
Actually,
now again, one of the things that you need to learn is there's, when you have this pen will never be like the Ferrari.
Sure.
Now you can finesse it to be somewhat Ferrari-like in some spots, but you're sort of the way you were attacking it, writing sort of aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how this pen could be best used. This might be, this and the Greg pen that you tried, because they're fine and they're just slightly flexible. They may be good for taking notes, for editing things that you've already written, because they have a fine line. So they're different kinds of things. So as you, if you had 10 brand new pens from me, brand old pens from me, my cat is just going mental. I don't know what she's finding, but Kitty, what?
What's their name?
Tina, which I
Tina?
didn't like. I mean, it's but when I realized it was short for Quarantina, it's fine. Quarantina
How long
is
have you had Tina?
for half a year or so.
Oh, not long at all. Oh, she has a little toy. You have a little toy? You enjoying a little toy?
She has sharp teeth. Matt treats her like a dog, and I treat her like a cat, and she likes being a dog. But Matt always gets upset when she bites or scratches him.
Now, what's that material?
This is plastic.
Do you have celluloid?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Frederick, what pens are celluloid? All the pens that were made during the 20s and late 20s and 30s and 40s, they all had different kinds of plastics. Yeah. Celluloid might be one of those weird early plastics that
I know it stinks.
That they may not have. Did they make celluloid pens? They made celluloid collars and shirt collars and things like that. So anyway, this is a pen that you would do sort of delicate. This is what you'd use when you're figuring out your taxes. You analytic and fine tuning and things like that. These are the pens you'd sketch with. Now, just for shits and giggles, this pen doesn't have any flexibility, so don't even think about doing that. Okay. But it's really prickly fine. Has only a little, but because it's one of these inlaid nibs, is
it meant to be like that?
Yeah. That's called the Waverly Point, which was Schaefer sort of patented that system, and they it often because of its upward bend, it
It's
works
wide.
really well for lefties
And it's right hand. I'm sorry. It's wider
on the
on
side
on
stroke.
the side stroke,
And
which
then
is that's really nice.
yeah,
That's neat.
and then try this one again. A very, very fine, and that pen is from the 50s, I think.
Schaefer.
For the Schaefer.
Oh, it's a little different. Oh, it's a little too fine for me.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
great for if you were having to write in little boxes, it would work.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I like drawing with things like this. If I have a very small piece of paper and I sort of just, I can do a drawing that's very atmospheric and light, and it'll be done in no time. Okay, so those are they. Let's find another pen for you.
But yeah,
See if I can stand up here.
I don't have like I was saying earlier. I don't have a loyalty to. I know I only have one vintage pen versus a bunch of moderns, but the modern pens are the ones I started with, but I'm very open to vintage.
Frederick is saying this is celluloid.
Ah.
And even though they called it radite and Parker called it permanite, they are both celluloid. Now, and now the gray inlay imperials, those are plastic. Thank you, Friedrich. Would you like to join us? And you can talk to us while we play. We're only going to be here for just a little bit longer because we're having lunch delivered to us. Paste. Have you met Friedrich yet?
I don't know.
Friedrich is.
I'm sure I've watched a video with him, you talking to him.
Well, he doesn't show up very much, but he is. I can do audio. Well, that's fine. I mean, you'll take up half the thing, but that's okay.
Is he?
Are you not wearing clothes, Friedrich? Is that why? Do we need to take our clothes off too?
Is he in the Boston area?
He's in the Chicago area, and but he is among other things, he knows factoids.
Yeah.
Which I have forgotten. If I knew them, I forgot them. If I often don't find factoids very interesting. I'm just waiting for him to join here, but
sure,
I'll wait later. There's another pen that I might. These are I've got a million of them, as you know. So I'm trying to find.
Oh, I meant when we were talking earlier about playing the videos of you. Most of your videos allow me to fall asleep, except occasionally throughout the video I'll hear a fuck.
God damn it. Fuck. God damn it. Yes,
Okay,
I often will do that. Okay, here's Friedrich. Okay, Friedrich. Add to stream.
Yes.
Okay, what I'm going to do here is make. Hello, Friedrich.
Yes. Okay.
My cough is contagious.
Hello, everyone.
You have to turn off your thing so we don't have a echo.
With me.
Hello, everyone.
Turn off your YouTube.
Is it working now?
It's working now. Frederick, this is Briar. Briar, this is Friedrich.
Hi, Friedrich.
Friedrich.
Yes.
Did you hear him say hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi, Briar.
Okay, good. I was just wondering sure it was all working. So I'm showing Briar has one vintage pen. It was that Parker Deluxe Challenger, and he has modern pens, which I haven't looked at yet. But I'm just showing him some of the older ones that I have. And I just thought that it's been so long since I've had an actual person across the table from me that I thought it would be fun for people to see what it would be like if you were across the table from me.
Yes, yes, yeah. Well, it's a lot different than you trying to
That's
imagine,
How someone else
and
holds their
yeah,
pen and what they want,
yes,
based on
yes,
what they say.
that's similar to.
So these three things I'm showing you now are the Parker 45s, and some people love these pens. You have to dip it because I haven't filled them. And I thought, well, I'll pay attention to them and I'll figure out why people
Something
like
good.
them.
Yeah.
And the jury is still out with me. But they shouldn't be out because they're
Are these
perfectly.
the same?
They're the same pen. They just have different kinds. No two nibs are going to be alike
Sure.
on
I
these
like
old
that one
pens.
more.
I put the Parker 45 in the same category. I put the Parker 51 in. It's great for journaling or doing writing when you don't want to think.
Or when you don't want to think about writing, when you want to think about conveying information and words to a page, they're perfect, right?
Yes, yes. When you don't
I
want to be
use them when I want to think, when I want to
yes,
write.
yeah, yeah. When you don't want to be distracted by anything else but the task at hand,
Yeah.
they're great for
Is
that.
that another
Yeah.
way of saying they're just reliably consistent, or
Well,
you don't have to think
they
about
have a Johnny one notedness to them, where no matter how hard you try, they're not going to be flexible, and they're pens that will almost very quickly disappear in your hand.
Hmm.
You'll use them, but you won't know that you're using them. So this one you like the
of the
best,
three, that would be I like that one more.
and because why do you?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you don't have to.
I really don't. I can't.
Okay.
I mean, there's certain things I could point out, but overall, you know what I like?
Yeah.
I feel like this is the thickest of the lines. It's the least finest. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And it's solid. Like it's not spotty when the ink
Yeah.
gets laid,
Okay.
which I like. Some of those pens were spotty.
Yeah.
Well,
they made a couple of different versions. Well, they made many different colors of this pen, and then they made two different kinds of nibs. They were steel of some sort or gold. This might be our lunch. Food is here. Friedrich,
Yes.
we have to go.
No problem. Enjoy your lunch, and
Thank
it was a pleasure, Briar, and
We'll-
hopefully we'll get a
we'll
chance again.
We'll be back. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Bye.
Bye.